African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of April 9, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Belgorod direction inflicted losses on formations of 2 mechanized, airborne assault brigades, a coastal defense brigade, 2 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 4 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Krasnopoli, Petrashevka, Stepek, Turia, Okop, Ugrody, Mirapolskoye, and Prokody in the Sumy region. In the Kharkov direction, manpower and equipment of a mechanized, 2 motorized infantry brigades, an anti-aircraft missile regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and a territorial defense brigade were damaged in the areas of the populated areas of Petrovka, Kovali, Vovchansk, Zolochiv in the Kharkov region and the city of Kharkov. The enemy's losses amounted to 120 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, a UR-77 mine-clearing unit, 2 cars, 2 field artillery guns and an electronic warfare station. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their position along the front line. They defeated the manpower and equipment of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Kharovsk, Yampol of the Donetsk People's Republic, Dvyrchanskoye of the Kharkov region, Makievka of the Luhansk People's Republic, as well as Serebryanskoye Forestry. The Ukrainian armed forces lost more than 200 servicemen, a Polish-made JIK armored combat vehicle, 5 vehicles, and 4 artillery pieces, including 3 Western-made ones. An ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved their tactical position. They defeated formations of 3 mechanized, airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Grigorovka, Tarasovka, Zaria, Pleshchievka, and Kleben Byk of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 300 servicemen, 7 combat armored vehicles, 6 cars, 3 field artillery guns and 2 electronic warfare stations. A warehouse of material was destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces took up more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, assault, and ranger brigades, 2 unmanned systems brigades, an assault regiment, an unmanned systems regiment of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and a marine brigade in the areas of the settlements of Lenina, Kodlino, Zeleny Kut, Yelizavatovka, Zvarivo, Kotlyarovka, Udaknoy, Krasnoarmysk, Bogdanovka, Muravka, Novosibirsk, and Petrovskoye of the Donetsk People's Republic. The losses of the Ukrainian armed forces amounted to 435 servicemen, 4 vehicles, 4 artillery pieces, as well as U.S.-made, an M113 armored personnel carrier, 2 HMMWV combat armored vehicles, and a Max Pro armored car. Units of the East Group of Forces continue to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, airborne assault and ranger brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the areas of the Shevchenko, Otradnoy, Podobnoy, Bogodar, and Karla Marksa settlements of the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy's losses amounted to 150 servicemen, an armored combat vehicle, a car, and 2 field artillery pieces, including a U.S.-made 155mm Paladin self-propelled artillery unit. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the formations of the Mountain Assault Brigade, 2 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and the Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Ponitovka, Dniprovskoye in the Kherson region, Novopavlovka, Kamenskoye, and Blagovshchenskoye in the Zaporizhia region. Over 90 servicemen, a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, 2 armored combat vehicles, 9 cars, 3 artillery pieces, 2 electronic warfare stations, a counter-battery radar, station, and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian armed forces groups have damaged an enterprise producing operational tactical missiles, workshops producing strike unmanned aerial vehicles and their storage sites, as well as concentrations of manpower, equipment of the Ukrainian armed forces and foreign mercenaries in 149 districts. Air defense systems shot down 6 U.S.-made JDAM guided aerial bombs and 333 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles, including 158 outside the Special Military Operations Zone. In total, since the beginning of the Special Military Operation, the following have been destroyed: 660 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 50,612 unmanned aerial vehicles, 601 anti-aircraft missile system, 22,739 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,534 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 23,395 field artillery pieces and mortars, 33,827 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.